tense because it's good to see so many GIFs involved. This is the year of the GIF, we all know that. Next year is the year of the mobile, so get on board. And it probably will be the year of the GIF and the mobile for the next 5 years. So. Okay, I want to talk today about wastage. Wastage in the industry. The wastage of talent that's in this industry. Wastage of consumers' time. And wastage sometimes of clients' budget. We pride ourselves as an industry that understands the behaviours and attitudes of people. Now, we call them consumers, but at the end of the day, they're people. And I would argue that actually we've lost sight of that, and a large part of the industry, and we're all guilty of it, don't really understand how people consume media in the main and consume the advertising that we create. And we're an industry that has been charged with creating fame for our brands that we work on, and fame for our clients. You know, famous brands live long. But I think we're guilty also as well of being more obsessed with creating fame for ourselves, fame for our agencies, fame at an individual level, and fame for our work. And we call it our work, not our clients' work, we call it our work. We don't work in Hollywood. If you want to work in Hollywood, go and work for the IFI and go and do that and become an artist. That's what you do. We are charged with business. And we are charged, and we have a heavy burden on our shoulders, actually, and clients don't sometimes realise it. Sometimes they do, to grow business. And that's what our creativity does. It's not creativity for creativity's sake. And this is not in the brief. You get a brief, the first thing you don't open is a Lonely Planet. And I think sometimes we're guilty of flinging ourselves to the four corners to create a TV ad, and TV's fine. TV's great. I watch a lot of TV. I'd be heavyweight, TGI. We create a lot of TV ads, but we don't really think about what more can we get out of that. Can we create content for online? It's an afterthought, and sometimes it's not even thought about at all. Have you noticed as well? Apparently, according to Lonely Planet, Iceland is a must-see destination, somewhere to see before you die. And the amount of advertising being filmed there has grown exponentially in the last 3 years. Coincidence? I'm not sure. And when we go there, we come back and we bring a 30-second ad in the main. And we could do so much more, and the talent that is there to do so much more. Because we behave like we still live in the heyday of Mad Men, and I wonder how many people in this room have seen Mad Men and love it, and it's brilliant, it's fantastic. But that's the analog era. We are living in the digital era. And this is an era that we don't control. So while we are dreaming about brand truths and consumer insights, the big idea and that beautiful execution that's going to bring it life, Rome is burning. It is burning around us. We are dreaming while Rome is burning because the world has changed. And it's a world where we are no longer in control. And that is a scary place to be, and we're all there. We're in it together. But it's a world where we don't call the expensive shots anymore. This does. And technology is great. It's never technology for technology's sake, but it has empowered the consumers that we are trying to speak to. And everyone has a story. Everyone is a broadcaster. Everyone is an editor. Everyone is a creative director. And we need to remind ourselves of that. And we are no longer in a world where we can force people to see things that they don't want to see anymore. I mean, we don't get consumers. We don't. And we strategize and we plan to our heart's content and we media plan, all of that. We don't get them. 8.2 seconds. That is the average attention span of the human. I mean, people say it's shorter. Some reports say it's shorter than that. And it may well be, but it's very, very short. Anyone that's worked in outdoor will have known this for a long, long time. We need to apply this thinking to a lot of media. And actually, massive companies have built their business around this. So video platforms, short. And this is not to say it's just about short, long-form content. As long as it's relevant, it's good. But people want short, snappy, in, out, be relevant, or be gone. So if the baseline of a video ad, TV ad, multi-channel, whatever you call it, is 30 seconds, we are 3 times longer than the attention span of the people that want to consume it. And if it's a shit ad, it's 3 times shitter. So a worrying trend, I think, is that we think the solution to TV and the falling impacts of TV, and we all know it, And it'll be here for a long, long time to come, but it's a problem. We're trying to move eyeballs online. And the solution to that from a revenue point of view, from a creative point of view, is to take it online and to make it longer, to expand it out, because our ideas are so amazing that people will spend time with that. So if a long-form piece of content is average 2 minutes long, that's 12 times longer than the average attention span. So if you look at the retention rates to full completion of a 30-second ad, that's about 10 to 15%. So 100 people in this room, the front 2 rows saw it, everyone else didn't give a shit. That's a creative challenge and a media challenge, and I think we need to take it seriously. So while everyone is running, consumers are sprinting ahead with the technology, as an industry, we are literally lagging behind. We are sleepwalking through briefs, and we can do so much more. I've been in this industry for 15 years, and the talent is outrageous, and we are totally underplaying it. At worst, we are boring the tits of consumers, or the nappies or diapers of this little guy. We're force-feeding them stuff they don't want to say. He's so fucking bored. We are frustrating the hell out of them. And at worst, they are absolutely rejecting us. And most worryingly, they're rejecting the brands that we represent. And that's a scary place to be. Because even no matter how good we think, and ideas are brilliant, and we sit in and we debate them, and we spend a long time over them. And it's hard to expose yourself to put ideas out there, because, I mean, that's risk-taking. You know, I submitted in a piece of art to Tony Hart once, and it didn't get on TV. And, you know, that's kind of putting yourself out there. But we have to remind ourselves that the only thing that people are really watching is the skip button, unless you do something quite exceptional. And I believe there are far too few exceptions or examples of that in the industry. And we talk about ad blocking. You know, we talk about trends and zeitgeist and all that shit. Ad blocking is real, and it's happening because we don't get consumers. And ad blocking is just a very real way of consumers saying, fit into my life, do something useful, or fuck right off. But we still do it. We are obsessed with size. So can we make it longer? 30 seconds, let's take it. 30 seconds, not long enough. Make it 2 minutes. So, not pointing any fingers, but I will. iCAD used to have, not until not so long ago, have a time length on the ads, and they awarded ads based on the time length. Like, that's a pissing contest. And we used to mock our clients for it. It was referenced earlier on tonight, you know, make the logo bigger. We are guilty of that as well. You know, make the ad longer. Let's do more. My idea isn't big enough to fit into that 7 second. And quite timely as well, someone else obsessed with size and is not relevant. We all know that. But we do think if we create it, therefore, I create, therefore they will come. I build it and they will come. That is not the case anymore. This go viral button does not exist in a media agency. If you have a lot of budget, we can make it go viral, but it's not necessarily the case. And this is how most of us feel. I think this sometimes is how media agencies feel, creative agencies, because they know themselves, and clients, and ultimately the consumer as well, and that's all we're really tasked with. Size doesn't matter. We know we have the data to know that long form, short form, it's all about relevance. Relevance is where it's at, and ultimately it's really about respect, because we call ourselves a people industry, and sometimes we don't behave like we are. We were tasked with understanding people at deep, deep levels, but we don't. We don't respect them. We don't respect their time. We don't really respect what they're into, and we're force-feeding them. It's like, you know, if we made foie gras, we'd be really, really, really rich. But there are some brilliant examples, and these are the shining lights, and we should take note of this all. Chemistry, MediaWorks, Lidl. If you're here, take a bow. This is a... Just one? That's a brilliant... That's a brilliant example of a campaign which was respectful to the GAA, respectful to women, and most of all relevant. And it started online and it became an amazing TV ad, but we were prepared to take that TV ad because they did something really special with it, and they did it in the right way. Anyone from ICANN here? The Love of Bod. Very timely, very relevant, a longer piece of content, but it was relevant, you know. It wasn't brand wank, you know. This as well, this wasn't even a piece of video. This was John Olumo. This was a press ad. the power of one single image. You know, say a photo tells a thousand stories. We're obsessing about big budgets. Let's go to fucking Iceland and Greenland and all over the shop. No, what about we just fucking think for a while? And Radical and Aer Lingus, you know, Flossum, this idea of Flossum, you know, it's not about the perfectly crafted ad. It's actually about people and a GoPro and the right time of the year and all of that. So a brilliant piece of content. And actually, let's not beat ourselves up too much because we've got it wrong before and we'll get it right. This is an example of the first TV ad ever made. It was like a static image on a screen in the States, 1915 something. And it was a voiceover. It was a radio ad placed on TV, not using the media to its best effect. But we've grown from there, and we need to grow on. And we know what works. And we know it works because of the award ceremonies. We know it works because of data-driven creativity. Everyone freaks out, oh, data's going to kill creativity. It's not. It's actually going to make our creativity better. And it's going to let us do more and actually delve deeper into what people actually want and really understand what they want. Human insight, deep human truths will always be universal. Advertising has had that forever. But data-driven creativity is where it's at. And this is consistently across the Cannes winners. We're all striving to go to Cannes. So let's do this and we'll all go to Cannes. It'll be great. And collaboration as well. And I know the next ranter is going to talk about collaboration. It is not about creative versus media. It's about doing fucking awesome work. And that is like, let's adopt Kanye West's mentality. And it's not a land grab. And it's about making those brilliant ideas work in the best media. If you put water into a glass, it becomes the glass. If you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. So the content becomes the vehicle. And that is where it is. And that is where the most exciting work comes from. And ultimately, it's about respect. This industry is massively under pressure, and we need to be respected more. And we're not respected in many ways. So it's not about attention. It's not about ego. It's not about behaving like your Hollywood director or that you're a media planner who's going to lash loads of money here, there, and everywhere. It's about respect. It's not about attention. So let's make work that people actually love, that awards people love, that consumers love. And let's work together to make people lovesick of the brilliant work that we do. Thank you.